In the quaint coastal town of Harbor Haven, where the sea breeze whispered through the pines and life moved at a gentle pace, the Harbor Haven Memorial Cemetery stood as a tranquil sanctuary. Among its weathered tombstones and majestic oaks, a retired police dog named Shadow found his purpose. Shadow, a seasoned German shepherd with a keen sense of duty, had partnered with the cemetery's caretaker, Lucas Moore, to watch over the peaceful grounds. Lucas, a man with deep lines etched on his face from years of hard work, had formed an unspoken bond with Shadow. Together, they upheld the cemetery's quiet dignity, ensuring it remained a place of solace for the town's residents. Shadow's years in the K-9 unit had imbued him with instincts that could still rival any active duty dog. Those instincts would soon lead them into a mystery that would change everything. One crisp October morning, as Lucas opened the cemetery gates, he noticed Shadow acting unusually restless. The dog's attention was locked on a particular section of newer graves, his bark piercing the serene dawn. Shadow had always been calm and composed, barking only when something truly warranted it. Lucas, concerned, followed Shadow to a headstone bearing the name Jonathan Drake. The grave was unremarkable at first glance. No flowers, no signs of recent visitation. But Shadow's relentless digging and desperate barking told a different story. Lucas knelt down, examining the ground closely. It appeared recently disturbed, a stark contrast to the neatly tended plots surrounding it. Lucas's brow furrowed. He kept meticulous records, and this grave wasn't in any of them. Officer Rachel Bennett, a young but sharp police officer and Shadow's former handler, happened to visit the cemetery that morning. Rachel had a strong bond with Shadow, often visiting him during her off-duty hours. When she saw Shadow's agitation, she immediately knew something was wrong. Lucas shared his concerns, and Rachel's law enforcement instincts kicked in. She made a quick call to her superior, Captain Andrew Holt, a respected leader in the local police department. Captain Holt arrived shortly, his expression serious as he assessed the situation. Lucas showed him the records, confirming that no burial had been scheduled for this plot. The headstone's professional craftsmanship added to the mystery. This wasn't the work of amateurs. As Holt made calls to expedite an exhumation order, Shadow's behavior grew increasingly frantic. The dog's dedication, even with his aging body, was unwavering. As the morning progressed, Lucas noticed a black sedan with tinted windows passing by the cemetery multiple times. Each time, it slowed near the gates before driving off. Lucas's gut told him this wasn't a coincidence. He mentioned it to Rachel, who radioed in the vehicle's description to dispatch. Meanwhile, Shadow's paws, raw from his relentless digging, told Lucas that whatever was buried beneath the soil needed immediate attention. By midday, the exhumation order had been approved. A forensics team arrived, their vans disrupting the cemetery's usual tranquility. As they carefully unearthed the grave, Shadow refused to leave the site, his alert posture never wavering. Lucas and Rachel stood nearby, their hearts heavy with the weight of the unknown. The first layers of soil revealed a casket, a high-end model not typical of hurried or illicit burials. The team worked meticulously, opening the casket with precision. What they found inside left everyone stunned. A young man, bound and gagged, but miraculously alive. He was immediately identified as Eric Palmer, the son of renowned cybersecurity expert Dr. Simon Palmer. Eric's survival defied logic, his weak but present pulse sparking a flurry of activity. Paramedics rushed to stabilize him, while Shadow, now calmer, turned his attention to something inside the casket. Hidden in the lining was a small, waterproof pouch containing a USB drive. The discovery added another layer of intrigue to an already bizarre situation. As Eric was transported to the hospital, Rachel's sharp eyes caught sight of the black sedan again. This time, it was parked across the street. When its occupants realized they'd been spotted, the car sped away, leaving behind a sense of foreboding. Lucas mentioned another unsettling discovery, a piece of meat laced with something suspicious, clearly meant for Shadow. Someone wanted to silence the loyal dog. Captain Holt increased security around the cemetery and the hospital where Eric was recovering. Meanwhile, The USB drive was sent to the police department's cybercrime division. Its contents, once decrypted, revealed plans for a sophisticated cyber attack targeting Dr. Palmer's company, a major player in global financial security. Eric, once conscious, provided fragmented but crucial details. He spoke of a group called the Shroud, a clandestine organization aiming to exploit his father's advanced security system, aptly named Eclipse. The system, designed to protect global financial institutions, was now the target of a group intent on weaponizing it. Back at the cemetery, Shadow's instincts led Lucas and Rachel to another discovery. Near the old maintenance shed, they found boot prints and discarded tech equipment. Lucas's meticulous records revealed a chilling detail. 3 months earlier, a team posing as utility workers had conducted unauthorized activity near the cemetery's underground infrastructure. The investigation uncovered that the cemetery sat atop a vital junction for the city's fiber optic cables. The Shroud had chosen this location not only for its discreet nature, but also for its strategic importance. Shadow's vigilance had exposed a conspiracy far larger than anyone had anticipated. As night fell, Rachel and Shadow kept watch over the cemetery. Shadow's growls occasionally broke the silence, his sharp senses catching things unseen. Rachel documented every suspicious detail, including the recurring appearance of the black sedan. Meanwhile, Eric's father worked tirelessly with cybersecurity experts to counteract the imminent threat. Dawn brought new developments. The cybercrime team uncovered encrypted files on the USB drive, revealing plans to synchronize the attack with a global financial summit just days away. The team also discovered a countdown timer embedded in the code, indicating that the Shroud's operation was already in motion. Shadow's continued vigilance uncovered yet another hidden panel, this time in the cemetery's chapel. Inside was a sophisticated relay system, connected to the underground fiber optic cables. The relay was part of the Shroud's network, designed to reroute critical data during the attack. Rachel, Lucas, and Captain Holt realized they were racing against time to dismantle the operation. As the final hours of the countdown approached, a coordinated effort involving local police, federal agents, and cybersecurity experts unfolded. Shadow, despite his injuries, led Rachel and Lucas to a concealed tunnel beneath the cemetery. The tunnel's walls bore fresh marks, evidence of recent activity. At its end, they discovered the Shroud's underground command center. The chamber buzzed with activity as operatives scrambled to execute their plan. Shadow's sudden appearance startled the group, buying Rachel and Lucas enough time to secure the area. With the operatives detained, the team began dismantling the relay system. Meanwhile, Eric's father and the cybersecurity team implemented countermeasures to neutralize the attack. The USB drive contained the final piece of the puzzle, a vulnerability in Eclipse that the Shroud had planned to exploit. By exploiting this knowledge, Dr. Palmer's team managed to shut down the rogue network moments before the countdown reached zero. In the aftermath, Shadow became a local hero. His unwavering loyalty and instincts had not only saved Eric's life, but also prevented a global catastrophe. The cemetery's peaceful grounds, once a backdrop for shadowy schemes, now stood as a testament to vigilance and justice. Dr. Palmer honored Shadow by funding a state-of-the-art veterinary clinic in Harbor Haven, dedicated to service animals. The clinic, named Shadow's Haven, became a symbol of gratitude and respect for the tireless efforts of animals in service. As life returned to normal, Shadow continued his daily patrols with Lucas, his silver-tinged muzzle held high. Together, they reminded the town of Harbor Haven that courage and dedication could shine even in the darkest moments. Shadow's legacy, etched into the hearts of those he protected, ensured that his story would be told for generations to come.